Hello there. I haven't been around. I'm going to be doing 2 videos at least today because I've got some things I need to get off my chest because there's something, my hair is a mess. There's something that just been giving me a very hard time this year. And okay, first, the hair is a mess. I have to bleach it. I know. It's like I'm letting it fade out. You see color falling out in some spaces. It's white because my niece's wedding is at the end of next month. And I asked her what she wants me to do with the hair, what color. I mean, she didn't care. I'm not going to take any attention away from her, for God's sakes. I certainly cannot do that with her. I mean, I don't take attention away from anybody. So, I'm not all that. But I don't. Her colors are sage and like dusty pink, and it's like coming in like this. I just, yeah. And I figured, well, I arranged it so I have to bleach it. You can see the roots are getting pretty. So I'll go ahead and bleach it, and maybe I'll do that with you if you want me to. Let me know. And the color that I've got right now is the overall color is going to be sage. It's like a sagey mint green. It's Arctic Fox called Nevermore. This is one of their like pastel colors, and it's like more expensive than the other ones. It's like $18, but I probably won't even use this whole bottle. I don't know. But on like here, I was thinking maybe some light pink, dusty pink. But anyway, that's what's with the hair. I did a little trim on it, so I didn't want to do it too close, but it was getting. I'm trying to grow it out. It's more in the pixie stage now. I mean, these are definitely not short anymore, except right here, because I did the crown a little bit. But next I'll let it grow out. But I needed something up here because, well, this is growing out over the ears until it gets a little more length, and I had to cut some of the fuzz off. It was getting enough length, but to pull it down. But yeah, it it had to be cut because it was fuzzed, split it. So let me know down there if you want to watch me do it this time instead of just like I did before. At any rate, one of the things I want to talk about is what Trump did. And I just understand it got worse at Arlington Cemetery. He disrespects people in the military. Bad enough he wipes his sweat and makeup all over our flag. He calls it love, but it's more like the way he jumps on women that he wants to kiss. Pretty much every time he does that mauling and manhandling of our flag, it's pretty much like he's trying to grab our flag's pussy, basically. So, yeah, that's always disgusted me. But yeah, this whole Arlington, apparently a family of a service member that's buried there, and it's in the section that's for recently deceased, recently buried members. There's absolutely no photography or photographs or video done there. It's a federal law. Federal law. Remember, he's not king right now. I don't give a flying rat's ass if he's running or not. He says they can't do all this. He said at first, oh, well, you can, and it's election interference. No, your campaigning interfered with the court cases because those are started before you announced. So that doesn't work. But anyway, Arlington officials, when it was like a family with 12 people, there was like a child being carried and 2 little girls that were walking, and probably a dozen people, plus Trump, plus his crew, his freaking team. And they said you cannot have them. You need to leave the equipment here. They're not going. They cannot videotape or photograph. We have Arlington officials that do that, um, because there's certain areas that you cannot, absolutely, um, for reasons, good reasons. Well, this soldier was buried in that section. So basically, Trump and his team said, push through. They said again no, and they basically, there was an altercation because they were basically shoved like aside, out of the way, like, and they went in and they did it for TikTok. So not only did he do it, and it wasn't for like a family memory or something like that, it was for campaign reasons. Yeah. And out of all the people, you know how Trump was going like this at a grave site in Arlington Cemetery? But four people that were right around him of the family were like that. The one holding her child was holding her child in one hand, and I mean, it's like she's holding a kid and going, disgusting. But it's not just that, okay? So he's not allowed to do that, and they did it anyway. So Trump and the family and his entire team, including Secret Service, should have federal charges on them. Not only that, but in the pictures, you will see they're all around the one grave marker, and then there's one next to them. There's like two or three people in the overflow on that soldier's plot area as overflow, like a fucking concert overflow. Yeah, yeah. And that family is very pissed off. His photographs aren't even supposed to be in public. And now I just found out, I'm still learning the story on that, but as I was getting ready to do this, because I'd already done this before, and I realized the camera hadn't been going for some reason. I clicked it, I must have clicked twice. So I got like an 8-second thing, and it was very long. So I'm going to split this into two. And I just realized I forgot to put my other shirt on. Sorry you had to see all this. But apparently there was an altercation, a physical altercation with a woman, and apparently they're a well-known person or something, and they don't want to, they don't want to bring charges because they're afraid of MAGA Trump supporters getting, you know how they get. And if any of you little MAGites that are still supporting Trump want to be down in the comments, don't bother. Don't bother. Okay? I've got no time for you anymore. You all want to be deliberately ignorant and deliberately stupid. And what it really is the ones that are left are just so bigoted and racist, and they cannot bear to abandon Trump when he lets them be bigots, racist, cruel bastards, gun loving, gun toting, I don't give a fuck if it kills kids, I want my guns people. That's who's left following Trump. The ones who glorify guns more than life. Glorify cruelty more than altruism and humanity and kindness and compassion. Instead, they have sick, racist, bigoted, narcissistic, cruel, horrendous, inhumane attitudes and behaviors. They talk about being the family blah, blah. They talk about being the party of family values. Was that family values in Arlington? Trumping all over somebody else's gravesite? Or are you giving a high five for a TikTok? Or a thumbs up, I mean. Give a thumbs up for a TikTok for your campaign. While the rest of the people are trumping all over the next door neighbor's grave. Yeah, that's family values. Or what about, oh, yes, let's talk about your daughter and her family values. The daughter that's abandoned you, but she let her little kids, and took a photo of it laughing, of her kids, little boys, or three children, some were boys, sitting between her legs while she's wearing a dress, and the dress is slit up the front. It's like knee length and slit up the front, and the three kids are underneath her skirt, between her legs, sitting there laughing, looking up like it's a teepee or something, and she's all like laughing. So not only did you have your kids do that and think it was adorable, instead of teaching them you don't look up underneath somebody's skirt, you never go do that. You don't look up under people's skirts. I don't care if it's mommy or not. That's what you teach them. So instead of teaching them that, you not only let them do it, but you had somebody go grab a camera and take a picture of it because it was just so hilarious. Yes, family values, the party of family values. Oh, or there's empty, G as in empty-headed green, who had 3 affairs on her husband over the years until he finally told her to fucking take a hike. Oh, but it wasn't just one affair. It was 3 different affairs, and it wasn't just sex one time each. They went on for months and months and months. Yeah, so that's family values. Oh yes, we have Lauren Bober, old groper. Carpetbagger, when shit gets hot, just go someplace else and do the same thing. Or, letting somebody practically motorboat her boobs while she's groping their crotch in a public theater with children seated in front of her. Yeah. Or the fact that twice in where they used to live before they got divorced, she shot 2 of her neighbor's dogs 2 different times and didn't even say anything until later that night after she'd been hearing them calling for them both times all day. Then she finally told them that she shot them. Why? Because they were on her property. Yeah, because that's family values. Oh, yes, family values. Matt Gaetz. Oh, yeah. The guy, they must have had a Botox booth at the RNC because talking about Groper, did you notice her face looks a little chubbier in places? Just certain places, like filler places. But what the hell was with Matt Gaetz' face? I thought he looked like the evil Jimmy Neutron before. Good God. His fucking forehead is Mount Everest. Yeah. And, what was his family value? Oh, yes. Paying underage girls money to have sex with him and taking them across state lines sometimes to do it. So, yeah. Yep, there's that. Family values. Yeah. That's what I say. The screw crew on the hill, it's the MAGAs. The Magites. Or the Mount Dots. But this is the crap they call family values. Anybody down in the comments, does that family values to you? What kind of families are these people from? Oh, at the booth, at the RNC, while they were doing makeup for the people going on stage, right? There was Don Jr. in a chair and his daughter next to him, and they had their, the capes on. They were having their makeup put on, and he's doing a little video, this Gotta be relevant with the kids. And he's babbling like a stupid, coked up junior self of his. And he says something about, I hope I look as sexy as you. You look sexy. To his daughter. On camera. In public. It's creepy. Like father, like daughter, like son. She lets their boys sit up underneath and look up under her dress. He's sitting there telling his daughter she's sexy. You don't think that there's a sickness in this family that is not family values? I mean, it's like the absolute opposite of family values. Yeah. But I am curious to see what the rest of this Arlington story is, because I want to know what happened else with somebody else. Because you see, this was a federal crime. They were advised of it twice to their faces. And they were pushed aside and brushed off, and it happened anyway, doing what I said. With the other soldier's gravesite being totally disrespected, treated like a prop, which they were doing, treating it just like props. And only like a dozen people, only 4 of the family were doing the thumbs up, which was sickening. But it's a federal crime. If they're not arrested and charged with this, and I mean all of them, Trump, his video team, his Secret Service. I don't give a fuck if you're Secret Service or not. If you committed a federal crime knowingly, you get charged. And everybody in the family. Because they heard it too. And they followed Trump and went anyway. And Trump was only there because they invited him. Because their child is buried there. So I don't feel bad. It's not like Trump pulled them into something. They apparently invited him. They knew it would be, he would use it because of his reputation and about military, which is justly deserved. And they can't charge the family and not charge Trump or any of the others in his entourage. The video people, the team, everybody that went. The Secret Service, obviously. So, if they can't charge the family and not charge Trump and all his entourage as well. So if they don't charge any of them, then I guess all of us can just take and video and photograph anywhere we please in Arlington Cemetery, because over a dozen people, maybe 24 people did it, and you didn't do anything to them. You just got real mad and irked, but you haven't charged them, any of them. And if you charge any of them, you have to charge all of them, because they all heard the warning and they all walked past. They all heard the warning again and they all continued on their way. So what you gonna do now, Arlington? I think you better charge them all on federal charges. Because I'm telling you, all somebody has to do is bring some photographs or show a video of Trump at Arlington. We all know the story, and say, I'm going in and I'm taking a picture. Because until these people are charged, you cannot enforce that rule, that law. You can't enforce it if you're not enforcing it for everybody. And we all know that Trump, his SS, his video team, everybody else there, and all that family that were there violated a federal law, and were told twice they would be violating a federal law if they continued, and they continued. That's pretty clearly guilty. So, and they themselves posted all the proof. So what you gonna do, Arlington? Because if you do nothing about this, then you cannot do anything to anybody else. who doesn't. Otherwise, that's biased towards Trump, and that's illegal too. Unless you just want to declare him king now. Yeah, see how that goes. Because guess what? We're ready for another coup. They know it. Everybody that needs to do what they need to do to protect are doing it. So, rest assured, it's not going to be that easy. You're going to do it in different states instead. Do it at state capitals, at each state capitol building. You can do that. They've already thought of that. In fact, they've heard your chatter because they have plans too. You know that, right? So, yeah. We all know about Project 2025 and Agenda 47 and any other little acronym you want to put up. They're finding them. The DOJ just broke a huge little code there, didn't it? You're sweating about that too, huh? Damn, I hope you are. And I still want to know what you gonna do, Arlington. Peace out.